your debt problems. Talk to us for professional, affordable assistance.
Can't believe I missed the payment. What if they come to the car? How will I get to work?
If you feel trapped by debt and missed payments, there is hope. DCGsa specializes in debt relief services that protects your assets. Don't use your car or your house. Start with a free assessment today.
Free assessment. Maybe there's hope after all.
DCGsa, award-winning debt assistance since 2009. Call DCGsa today, 086 100 1047.
This is what I need. It's time to make that call.
Hey, welcome back. It is Money Matters time. And of course, we do this every single Monday here on the show. And today's conversation, as I mentioned earlier, is a very important one because it's about something that we can all do. And we do this quite often without realizing it. Hey, judging people's finances. And joining me here in studio from DCGsa, we welcome Casper Lagrange. Casper, welcome back. How are you doing? You well?
Mr. K, another Monday, and we've got 3 months behind us. Now February starts. It's always awesome to be here and to share with our listeners and our community an interesting topic. Eh? Stop judging people's finances.
Mm-hmm. Now, Casper, debt doesn't discriminate. Let's start right there. People often look at someone and think, they've got a house, they've got a car, smart clothes, a good job, they must be fine. But that's not always true, is it?
Wow, not at all. And this is something you hear in a casual conversation with others. Oh, look how well this one is doing and that one is doing. Debt doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care what car you drive, where you live, or what job title you have. What people see on the outside is often different from what's really happening on the inside and behind the scenes.
Absolutely, man. So, Casper, what are some of the things people don't see?
There's a lot that people don't consider. You know, we all live in our little bubbles, and we can't ever put ourselves in somebody else's shoes or try and understand their situation. So sometimes people might be commission based, and we saw it a lot in last year. A lot of people earning commission really struggled last year because they weren't getting commissioned, and sometimes people live up to that bracket. Now imagine you were earning the majority of your salary is commission based, and suddenly that's just gone. How do you accommodate for that? Another thing that we see quite often is a parent that may be relying on maintenance and suddenly they stop receiving it. We see that especially in January, people not getting their maintenance. And now it's school fees and all of that you budgeted for, but now you suddenly don't have. Or that unexpected medical expense. And in South Africa, those can be brutal. I mean, I can remember one, a gent a while ago, medical aid just didn't cover his heart attack situations. Over R1 million of extra bills that the medical aid didn't cover. How do you suddenly get that type of money overnight? So it's things like this that somebody that's looking from the outside, maybe you've got a fixed income and you don't understand why your neighbor that's always doing so well is suddenly down in the dumps or losing their car. And sometimes we just need to reach out, and someone may have to financially take care of a family member who is having a hard time. Maybe suddenly a family member steps in and now you're struggling because you are that family member that stepped into that situation. So yes, someone might still be paying their bond or their car, but just barely.
Now let's chat social media versus reality, Casper. I mean, this is a massive one. It really shouldn't be, but it is, because social media is a big deal nowadays. And often it paints a picture that's not all that accurate. And it really doesn't help either, Casper. Does it?
No, it doesn't. And social media shows this perfect picture world. You know, the nice car, the fancy holidays, the smiling faces, everything is going well. But what it doesn't show is the overdraft, the maxed out credit cards, and the sleepless nights that people are worried about their debit orders. Comparing your real life to someone else's highlight reel is dangerous. And financially and emotionally, it can really take a toll if you try and live up to their highlight reels.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get practical now, Casper. What can people do to avoid getting to the point of debt review?
This is so important, Mr. K, because debt review is a legal solution, but prevention is always better than cure. Here are 5 key principles for everyone listening today. So let's start with number 1. And I mean, I preach this week in, week out. So if you ever listen to Money Matters, you've heard me say this: budget properly. Not guessing work, not, oh, I think that is what I'm spending on groceries. Know exactly what comes in, what goes out, and where the leaks are. Where is your bucket draining empty when it comes to your finances? Number 2, have an emergency savings. Even a small emergency fund can stop a crisis from becoming long-term debt. If you've got an emergency savings, you'll be surprised how much that can save you in the long run. Then understand your credit report. You know, Mr. K, there's so many people we come across that have no clue what debt they actually have. So understanding your credit report is so important. It tells you your whole financial story, and many people have never even seen this. You know, sometimes consumers come into us, and once the team does a credit check, once I've looked at that credit check, I can almost tell you exactly where things started going haywire. 12 months ago, 18 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, you can start picking it up on that credit check. So imagine how important it can be for you if you understand what is happening on your credit report. Number 4, don't use credit for things you don't need. I'm going to let that sink in. Credit should solve problems, not create them. So don't use credit for things you don't need. Do you really need that? Ask yourself the question. Number 5, don't say, I will get better. It will get better next month without a proper plan. I think so many South Africans live on hope. Yes, I'm going to get that increase. Yes, my commission is going to come back next month. And we saw so many of those, it will get better next month without a plan happening last year. Hope is not a strategy. If things aren't working now, they won't magically fix themselves without action. Don't be that ostrich. Yes, the long 3 months of January is over, but is your financial pressure over? In most cases, no.
Not. Yeah. 1644 on the Buffalo Toyota Afternoon Drive, joined here in the studio by Casper Lagrange from DCGsa. And yeah, we're talking about money. We're talking about making wise financial decisions. And it's all about having a plan. It's all about being strategic with your money. Now, Casper, where can listeners start if they're not sure where they stand? I mean, we've covered quite a bit of ground. Somebody there is scratching their heads going, okay, Casper, I hear everything you're saying. Credit check, don't say it'll get better with time, budget and all these. But where do they start to make sure, like, if they're not sure where they stand?
Naturally, DCGsa is always about solutions, Mr. K. So start with information, not fear. I think sometimes we look into fear, and fear just scares us and we want to run away. So first step, go to our website, www.dcgsa, search for our free budget planner. So you can download this budget planner, print it out and fill it in. And it is for free. It is not, you don't pay for it. It's not there for us to know. It is there to help you. It's a free tool we give consumers for your full household budgeting, meal savings, all of that is in that budget planner. Then number 2, we also have a free debt planner and tracker. It's more detailed and it's specifically there to help managing your debt. So maybe you don't have debt, then get the free budget planner. Maybe you've got debt and it's overwhelming. Get our free debt planner and tracker, and it can help you with that. So there's no commitment, no pressure. It's about helping people understand their situation. The first fix for your situation is to understand your situation.
Absolutely. Right. So, Casper, I know there are many listeners that have already downloaded these and have benefited from these free tools already. So, if you have not yet downloaded your free planner, please do visit www.dcgsa.co.za and look for their tab, free downloads. I see you also post it regularly on your Facebook and Instagram, Casper, DCGsa. So listeners, you can go there too.
Yes, Mr. K, thank you. And I'll leave the listeners with this reminder, both financial and personal. It comes from Matthew 7, verse 1. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. You never know what someone is carrying. Be kind, be wise. And if you're struggling, ask for help early. There is no shame in that. And remember Matthew 7, verse 1. Do not judge, or you too will be judged.
Aha, there you go. Right, so now, Casper, please give us your contact information. How do you get in touch with you?
Oh, Mr. K, so naturally, obviously at DCGsa, we give free financial confidential assessment. So maybe you've downloaded the 2 tools, maybe you've got the debt planner, but you need some help, or maybe it's too overwhelming, you just need help from the get-go. So please give us a call on 086 100 1047, 086 100 1047, or email us help@dcgsa.co.za, or WhatsApp us 061 432 8499, or to go to any of our social platforms.
Aha, which is, of course,
Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all of those. Mr. K's favorite, obviously, TikTok, and yeah, very, very important. Follow our main Facebook page, DCG_South Africa. You'll get a lot of education tips there as well. But yeah, I think start off with today. Go onto that website, download that free budget planner, download that free debt planner and tracker, and start helping yourself. Start understanding your situation. Don't fall trap for 2026. Don't let debt overwhelm you.
there you go. Casper, thank you so much for coming through, man. Always a pleasure having you in studio. Have a fantastic week ahead.
Have a blessed one until next week.
Blessings.
Bye-bye.
This was proudly brought to you